hover strolling, hover rig, MIG strolling, it's been a hot topic, right, in the last couple months. But guys, luckily for me, I've had the Core Tackle hover rig now for, I don't know how long. It's probably been out for a year, but I had at least 3 to 4 months before it hit the market. And today in this video, I'm going to go over my favorite soft plastics with the hover rig. From flipping, from fishing shallow, to fishing cover, and then out there in that open water. So guys, let's first talk off for my shallow guys. And one thing real quick on the hover rig, guys, is you don't need live scope. I know the whole thing about it is live scope. You got to, throw, it's a live scope tool. Guys, this thing was catching fish before live scope. Not this hook, okay? Not this specific one right here, but the whole 90-degree hook, and then with the nail weight in there. Okay, so it was, it's getting a little warm all of a sudden. It was something way before live scope. And if they're just from me talking to Matt, Steph, and a couple guys, it's something that was a really good shallow fishing grass and other pieces of cover. So my first kind of soft plastics I like when I'm fishing shallow, okay? I actually don't even have it out, I meant to, but it's a Zoom Z Craw, okay? Now, I'm going to talk about, this is just a 1/8 ounce hover rig that I like right here, okay? Then we also have the flipping hover rig, okay? And this is a brand new flipping hover rig. This one, as you see, I've used a little bit. I got a hover rig here with the bait on. I'm about to show you guys in a second too. But this hover rig is good with the Zoom Z Craw. Now, I like the flipping one too. The flipping one is a little heavier, beefier hook, kind of sinks a little faster. But that hover rig's flat. Excuse me, the Z Craw's flat, and dude, it kind of glides as it flips down. So when I have flipped, I have had a Texas rig and then hover rig. And there have been times where they want one or the other. Sometimes they want that straight fall. There's times they want that gliding action. Another, okay, soft plastic, I'm going to go through a couple. Toe Thumper Craw Gill, okay. Now this one's a smaller, okay, and you see it has that flat, and it's kind of, I have the Bellows gill right here. I'm about to show you guys too, but it kind of has that Bellows gill kind of profile, Bellows shad with the craw pinchers, and that's one as well. Now that skip's kind of, that's not a bad skipping one either. So that's another one, and it fits perfect with this right here. I probably should have had all these rigged up, but guys, anyway, we're just rolling right now. So now another one. Now this one's a little interesting. This is the Rage Craw? That's right, Strike King Rage Craw, okay? So I've done this one only with the flipping, okay? Now, one thing about this though, it goes down like in a circle. With this profile it has, that skinny little Rage Craw profile, don't worry about that color. That skinny little Rage profile, it kind of goes down in a swirl to where, like I said earlier, those other baits glide. Now, with the Texas rig, it's going to go down, and then pinchers on that Rage Craw going, gee, right? This thing's going like in a twirl, and it's kind of, it's doing the pinchers. Pretty neat. Now, guys, my last one, and I'm going to go ahead and rig this one up. This one's sweet. This is the Bellows gill. It's the 3.8 Bellows gill. Okay, hopefully I rigged this up good on tape. But this one here, man, it's the same thing. Now, when you flip the Bellows gill, it's going down, have these vibrations from the cool little, kind of features that they've made of it, man. But dude, this dude, when you have the hover rig, that weight distributed, it kind of more goes like this, and it just kind of goes through the water. This thing's buoyant, man, to where it has its action. But dude, this thing here is sweet. It also is slippery, and it smells, as you guys know. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one on for you. So what I do with this, guys, I gotta kind of put that right there, okay, to kind of give it room where I can put the head. Now I'm going to go ahead and put it through there. Hopefully you guys are seeing this. It's kind of harder than what you think. I didn't even look to where the hook comes out, but I've done this so many times, I kind of pretty used to it. So they're just kind of right there, right? And here we go. I'm going to put this thing in there. All right. So far, as y'all guys see. And I might have made this look a little easy because I've done this a lot, okay? But at first, it was not easy. I had to practice. Now, the hardest thing about this one is getting that bigger head in this little bait right here. And now, guys, what I have done at times is I got glue. So if I somehow, oh, look at that. Nice. Look at that right there. I did that pretty good on camera. I'm not going to lie. That's not as easy as it looks, guys. I know. But there are times if I kind of mess up, I put glue up here, okay? So this dude right here, guys, it's one of my, it's great. I can't wait to go flip this. I wish I was still in Southwest Arkansas. I already would have had y'all guys a dang Millwood flipping video with these dudes because they're shallow right there now. But look at that dude. Sweet. Before we get to the next baits with the hover rig, I'm going to share with you guys about my podcast, Real Life and Fishing. I've had some recent guests on here, and I've not talked about podcast on here in a while, but we've had Bo Browning, young Arkansas angler who's fishing the EQs right now. We've had other Arkansas guests on the podcast and well. And then there's an episode with Randy Blockett. Check it out, guys, after the video. Let me know what you think. Right there. So, guys, this is something you can make to flip and fish shallow. So, Zoom Z Craw, Toe Thumper Craw Gill. What was that other one? Strike King Rage Craw. And then this guy right here, the old Bellows Gill by G Crack. Okay, hopefully I said it right. Where's my top part of it? Where's the top part? Oh, it's in there. But there it is right there. It's in here. So now, guys, the next one's for fishing cover. Okay, brush piles. Okay, and I might talk about grass in a minute too, but that kind of goes to another one. Brush piles, though, there was 3 that I used this last year. And guys, and I'm not throwing this right now, brush piles, but I'm talking like post-spawn through summer, fall. But it was a Berkeley flatworm. Okay, and I'm throwing these on the the 1/8 ounce hover rig. Was a Berkeley flatworm. The Robo Worm right here, I say Robo Worm, so brand's the bigger one. Which one's this? The straight tail, it's a 7-inch one. I went with the longer one. I had 3 different types of worms. This was a shorter one, this was my longer one, and then I went with the Zoom Magnum Finesse Worm. So the Finesse Worm, but it's more fatter. I don't have it in the boat because all my mag worms are at the house in a bag, okay? But I had this. So this one's a longer one. It's flatter on the bottom, and it kind of has that. It's pretty sweet. So with this weight in it, guys, that worm, this longer worm, let me go ahead and pull one out. I'm getting all my hands salty and smelly right now for you guys, okay? But, so you see the Robo Worm, and guys know the Robo Worm's great for drop shotting, right? It's kind of like the thing, but it's also great for this hover rig. So, with this longer one though, dude, it goes in the water. It just kind of twirls like this. It's a different action, okay? There's a lot of times those fish do want in brush piles that worm to go through it. Now, I'm throwing this around brush piles. I am using my forward-facing sonar, but if you do not have forward-facing sonar, you can still drop your marker buoy or have your GPS point and throw it to the right and left, because that's what I'm doing. I'm not trying to get this hung up in the brush pile, okay? But with that hover rig, you can throw it by the boat and see it just kind of goes down in a little bit of a circle. It's a pretty neat little bait, right? Pretty neat little action that it gives just because that weight's distributed through the hook. So Berkeley flatworm, Zoom Magnum Finesse Worm, the 7-inch tail worm, okay? Now next is the open water category, live scope category, but actually you can fish this without live scope. This is my soft plastic jerk bait. So if you're fishing points, secondary points, fishing the bank with grass, this is in that category too. Now the one I'm going to talk about real quick that kind of goes with cover, because I've been throwing this in grass, shallower grass, is the Rapala Crush Shitty Freeloader, okay? And as you see, it's red. I'm throwing the red because down here where I'm at, there's a lot of crawfish and brim population. They see red traps, red crankbaits, and now they're seeing the red freeloader from me. I don't know if anybody else is doing it. So now, I'm not throwing this in fishing open water. Like I said, I'm fishing this in cover still, grass, okay? But guys, if you don't have live scope, you can still throw up there and fish this like you would a fluke, okay? Now, but let's talk about flukes. I've thrown the Zoom Super Fluke. I've thrown, I like the big bite bait, soft plastic jerk bait. That's what they call it. But my favorite one is the Strike King Caffeine Shad. It's a little heavier, so I can cast this thing pretty good. And that heavier kind of brings it down a little quicker, and I can work it up, down quick, so it's not much of a floating. It's more of a kind of goes down. And with this though, it's still that weight distributed. It has that kind of gliding action with it as well. And guys, if you know, I love the old Caffeine Shad, okay? I've not thrown it on the Zoom Z2 or the Z2 yet by Strike King, but I might need to give that a shot. Might need to check it out. But anyway, guys, now my setup, guys, I have flipped this on my flipping rod. Like that flipping one down there, I have flipped on the flipping rod. But like right here, I got this paired up with a POW. It's the Naked Rod series, 7-foot medium action, medium, extra fast, okay? They say shaky heads, floating worms, Cinco's Texas rigs right there on it, okay? And that's just me. I'm going braid to fluoro, a 10-pound braid to a 10-pound fluoro leader. I go heavier on my leaders due to, which like I said, I'm fishing this in kind of some cover, but, and I've told people this, I've been fishing my braid to fluoro to heavier leader because where I'm at, there are stripers and hybrids. There's been a couple times when I was using lighter line, I hooked up on a hybrid, lost bait, so I just said, whatever. And we've caught big fish with a heavy leader. So, there's guys that use 10-pound leader, 12 still. I know the lighter gives it more action, and, there's time, but I've just gone to the 10-pound test. So, guys, let me know what your favorite baits are with the hover rig, okay? Appreciate you guys, and we'll see you on the next one.